The year 2035 is being displayed in this beginning of the film, where the administrations of the people are performed by the robots. Every individual keeps his own robot. It is being told in the film that general robots all through the world. They work as indicated by 3 regulations. It is impulse in their framework to serve in like manner. The main regulation included as those robots can't hurt any person. It needs to keep its proprietor as indicated by the 2nd regulation. Then again, actually request which is conflicting with the benefit of others. The 3rd regulation contain as those robots can safeguard themselves. Neither one of them they will hurt any individual while safeguarding themselves, nor they will defy their proprietor. These 3 regulations are saved in the arrangement of every robot. So it might do them, assuming that any robot abuses any law of them. Then, at that point, it is deactivated. Furthermore, there is one organization which produces all robots. Its name is USR. The scene dropped here and a person named Del is seen resting. He was dreaming as he is heading off to some place. Simultaneously, his vehicle and one more vehicle are likewise crashed with a truck. Furthermore, the 2 vehicles are fallen into the water. Furthermore, a robot had showed up there to protect them, who planned to save Del while there was a young lady in another vehicle. That young lady required a greater amount of that robot. Del tells that robot, proceed to save that young lady. At the end of the day, can emerge out of this water. Robots are feelingless and they work as per their set framework. So robot likes to save that individual legitimately whose endurance odds were more. So he was going to salvage his Del. Also, that young lady is suffocated to death on account of not having salvage on schedule. Presently Del is seen awakening. It is known as this episode depends on the real world. Also, Del actually detests the robots due to not safeguarding that young lady. In the following scene, it is seen that a robot was getting away subsequent to denying the satchel of somebody. Del thinks here as that robot has ransacked. So he pursues it to catch it. Finally, he catches it. Then, at that point, he comes to realize that a woman who is the proprietor of this robot. This robot was working as indicated by her order. Presently Del leaves that spot, saying sorry that woman. Presently Del is found in his office where it is uncovered at. Del is a crime analyst. His manager comes to him. He shares with him that I have news. What have you done today? You needed to keep from this. You had not to get the robot of anybody. According to he, I am familiar with this that you loathe the robots. Yet, you additionally know that no robot has at any point hurt any individual till today. So quit burning through your chance to demonstrate their framework flawed. Del concurs with his supervisor. Then he gets a call now. It was being educated to him that somebody has passed on. Moving there, he realizes the prime supporter of USR organization has ended it all. He was exceptionally discouraged, seeing him, since the mishap which was found in the fantasy of Del. One of Del's arms had broken in that mishap, which had been changed with an automated arm by the researcher. A 3D image is showed up close to the dead body of organization's prime supporter, which had a place with a fellow benefactor. Del asks him, why have you ended it all? Yet, that fellow benefactor doesn't answer on this through that visualization. Furthermore, he again enters the 3D image. This case had been given over to analyst Del presently. So he moves to CEO of USR organization for additional examination. Del knows after the examination from him that prime supporter of USR was over troubled of work, so he ended it all subsequent to being terrified. Yet, Del had doubt on it. So he meets with a specialist of this organization, whose name was Susan. She brings Del to most recent AI robot Vicky, which used to deal with every one of the errands of organization through the PC programming. Del shares with that robot, show the recording of researcher's room before the 10 minutes of his demise. Yet, there was maybe breaking down in its framework. So the recording is played following 10 minutes of his passing. Del knows through that recording that nobody emerged from his room after the researcher's demise. Also, he suspected here as though any other individual has killed the researcher. Then, at that point, he will be certainly in his room. Going into the researcher's room, they glimpse numerous inadequate fabricated robots. In the interim, the most recent model of robot shows up from the things here, which assaults Del here. This robot's name was Sunny. Presently this robot had abused its regulation to not hurt any person. So that specialist arranges that robot to deactivate yourself. Yet, that robot doesn't complete her order and it leaps out of the window. In the meantime, Del had shoot his weapon at it. Subsequently, an unusual fluid had dropped on the floor, coming out it. As people drain They had known here that robot has become messed up. Dell inquires Susan, where the harmed robots are sent for fixing. He says with it, I need to go there. Susan consents to lead him to that spot. Criminal investigator likewise calls his more cops while moving there. The production line where Susan had brought Dell with her, they were fabricating the new robots, which were NS5 robots, since they needed to supplant the old model robots with the most recent ones. What's more, 1,000 robots were produced here on the regular schedule. Susan realizes that there are 1,001 robots when she counts them again here. They had identified through this as Sunny is likewise here. Yet, it was appearing to be challenging to find out Sunny among similar robots. So analyst Dell discharged his weapon at one robot. Furthermore, Sunny comes ahead to see that Dell has truly harmed that robot. Through its activity, it is uncovered that it is Sunny. Investigator pushes forward to get it, yet Sunny assaults him from the posterior. What's more, planned to escape while falling him down. That the call cops of investigator capture who were remaining outside. Presently analyst comes to him for the examination. Analyst examines Sunny. Have you killed the researcher? Sunny tells him, I have not killed researcher, rather he has ended it all. Sunny likewise tells Dell that I am his unique robot. Furthermore, he has additionally customized the human feelings in my framework. USR organization CEO arrives at there before investigator might gather further subtleties from it. Also he shares with him, our robots won't ever hurt. Also this robot's framework has maybe become messed up. Furthermore, we fix it. Saying it, they take this robot from that point. Presently Dell goes to the researcher's home. He knows subsequent to visiting there. Since researcher has kicked the bucket, so the house granted by organization will be obliterated till 8 a.m. Presently Dell had a couple of hours to examine in that house. Also the framework recognizes as Dell goes into the house that somebody has gone into the house, so the circumstance of that spot is changed. Furthermore, a greatest robots start to obliterate the house in light of evolving time. Dell quickly emerges from the house while saving a feline from that point. After this, he comes to Susan's home and shares with her that I have dealt on organization CEO. Since Sunny was additionally needing to impart to me something. However, CEO removes it meanwhile, arriving at there. Susan tells him, you are taking it wrong. It isn't in that capacity. According to also she, why will CEO be the reason for researchers passing? As it has become challenging to run the organization without him. Dell emerges from Susan's home and he observes that all robots are being supplanted with NS5 most recent robots. Presently Dell tells USR organization's robot of new model in his vehicle that show me researchers' records of last 50 messages. That AI robot shows those records to Dell, concurring with him. However, it additionally illuminates to CEO alongside this. Hearing it, CEO had blown his top. Also he sends a portion of his robots to kill Dell. And all robots assault him, coming here. What's more, Dell presses a particular button to escape from them. Thusly, the vehicle had started to spin rapidly. In any case, robots don't quit pursuing his vehicle. Thus, his vehicle is crashed. Luckily, Dell is saved. He assaults the approaching robots with his automated hand. So the robot acknowledges as he is likewise the robot. Furthermore, the robots let him go. It is found in the following scene that there were a couple of cops and criminal investigators like him alongside him. Dell's manager asks him, what and how had it occurred here? Also Dell tells them, I had been assaulted by the robots. They have little to no faith in it. Subsequent to hearing this is on the grounds that robots never hurt anybody till now. Furthermore, they were likewise thinking as Dell has become deranged in view of being rebelled. So they excuse him for a period. Presently Dell moves away in rage. In the following scene, it is shown that Susan has come to Dell's home to meet him. Furthermore, she asks him while talking, how would you are familiar the researcher? Then, at that point Dell recounts her the tale of his mishap and the following occasion. In the wake of hearing his story, she takes Dell to Sunny. Also Sunny lets him know its fantasy during its discussion with him. It used to dream since it has sentiments and feelings. Furthermore, the fantasy which he was imparting to Dell. He used to dream it day by day, where numerous robots are remaining before a scaffold. Furthermore, one man is guiding them, remaining on the extension. He was all the while telling us that watchmen come there. What's more, they take the two of them as Susan and Dell to CEO of this organization. Also he says to Susan, coming to him, that we should deactivate Sunny, since our organization is losing its worth as a result of it. Presently Susan must be concurred with his chief. so she needs to deactivate Sunny. However, investigator has still not acknowledged his loss. He watches the recording where he witnesses a similar extension. As Sunny had told his fantasy span. Del rapidly arrives at that extension, taking the multidimensional image of Cap researcher. Where numerous compartments had been set. What's more, there were numerous robots in them. Presently he initiates the visualization and asks the researcher, why had you ended it all? Presently he uncovers, my all-fabricated robot were for the government assistance of the humankind. What's more, they used to work as indicated by the set regulations. However, the NS5 robots which are being made, they won't work as indicated by those regulations. Accordingly, those robots can likewise hurt the people. The researcher additionally says with it, if NS5 robots came all through the world, then, at that point, this world will be annihilated. Del asks him, who is mindful behind this? The researcher answers, that regulator of these robots is mindful behind this. A few sounds had begun to emerge from that compartment with the switching off the multidimensional image. And all robots had happened to those holders. What's more, new model NS robots were harming the old robots. As an old robot glimpses Del here, then he requests that he flee. As Del enters the city, then he sees that a huge number of NS5 robots are there. Presently individuals had waged war with those robots to safeguard themselves. It was showing up here as a conflict is happening between individuals and the robots. Be that as it may, these robots were more impressive and dwarfed than individuals. This is the reason those individuals stay incapable to hurt those robots. Those robots are fairly killing the people. Presently Del in a split second comes to Susan's home and accompanies her to USR organization. Since he was distinguishing by the last confirmations as CEO is fabricating NS5 robots. What's more, the regulator of these robots is likewise a CEO of this organization. Presently Del observers on the way as a robot is killing a guiltless individual. So they arrive at USR organization while safeguarding that man. As a matter of first importance, they experience Sunny subsequent to arriving at USR. Which has still its steady memory. Susan tells it here. I had not got capacity to deactivate it, however I deactivated another robot. Presently they come inside where they track down dead CEO. It was sure about his passing that he isn't answerable for this. There is another person. Then, at that point Del reviews those expressions of Susan. That the new model robot of this organization is the regulator of everything of this organization. Furthermore, it had additionally affirmed that it was controlling every one of the robots of this organization. Presently they move to that robot and that robot admits it that it is doing all activities. It tells that robots had been made for the government assistance of the mankind. However, people totally became reliant upon those robots. Also they stopped to play out any work themselves. That AI robot advises that it has become impulse to kill a portion of the individuals. So they might realize that robots can likewise hurt, then people will quit utilizing these robots. Also their cutting edge will be equipped for something. Presently numerous robots show up there on its order. Which planned to kill 3 of them. Sunny claims to kill Susan here to redirect their consideration. What's more, Del starts to shoot each of the robots with his weapon. Simultaneously, a robot was almost to kill Del. They 3 of them emerge from that spot as Sunny shoots them. Furthermore, Susan inquires Sunny to bring a gadget. Because of this they will actually want to deactivate the new model robot of that robot. Furthermore, they can resolve this after it. That robot's area was by and large at the highest point of this structure. Susan was opening its framework so she might deactivate it, changing a gadget there. In any case, much time was expected for this errand to her. Presently the turmoil was expanding all through the city. Del inquires Susan, is there some other arrangement? Because of this, we might complete this task soon. They were all the while examining it that NS5 robots approach there to kill them. Furthermore, Susan lets him know that we should change this gadget into its cerebrum framework while hopping. Furthermore, they hop from that point for this before the appearance of those robots. Furthermore, Susan's becomes irregularity as she hops. She planned to fall there gravely, then Sunny protects her. Also Del changes that gadget into its cerebrum framework while confronting the difficulties. That robot Vicky's framework is harmed totally. NS5 robots which were making ruin here become typical after primary robots harm. Everything comes on the standard then. At that point Del says to Sunny, I know. You have killed the researcher and let me know now, why had you submitted all things considered? Since those windows have been made with great material so no human can break them. Then, at that point, that robot tells him, actually, They had known that at some point, these robots will doubtlessly hurt us. Because of this, they were so stressed with the goal that he had made me like the individuals. It implies that he had set all sentiments and feelings in me. Furthermore, he says that researcher needed to get freed from this pressure. Furthermore, he was a similar who had instructed me to toss him out of that window. What's more, don't impart it to anybody. What's more, he likewise apologizes Del for this activity. Presently both are become friends with. Toward the finish of the film, it is seen that the fact that it used to dream makes Sonny remaining on that splendid. Also, it is controlling every one of the robots. Showing it, this film closes on this scene. Much obliged for watching.